see the person do the more. And oftentimes people need to be motivated to do that little bit more, right? Especially if it's not in a natural remit, right? So for instance, you're asking, let's say you want your man to iron the clothes. Question is, what motivation is there to iron the clothes? Now you're probably going to say, well, you know, he's my partner. Should we? No. What motivation is there to iron the clothes? Because we've already established a particular routine and it's not working for you at this moment. So what is the motivation now to change the behavior? And the motivation oftentimes, especially with men, is to sweeten the deal. I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to take some things. Okay, I'm going to take some things. All right. Here's a motivation. One of them is words of affirmation. So when you see him doing something, you praise him for it. Some of you do not want to praise your man because you think it's the bare minimum. And that's what's also causing issues. It's like the bare minimum. And it's like, no. Praise them when they're doing it, because you know how it feels when we don't appreciate you for being a mother or playing your role. It's painful not to be thanked and appreciated, and not just thanked on one day. Like, it's never nice to just, you know, to have it that way. So one of the ways to get a man to do something is to, first and foremost, words of affirmation. When they do something that you like, you appreciate it. Say, hey babe, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for doing that. You know, and you give him a little hug or a little kiss on the cheek, whatever. He now feels gassed. You see, look, men are little boys. You have to treat them like little boys. You see how little boys follow their mom around? That's how you have to get us. You have to get us into that little boy state, which is you're feeding us in those moments. So if he does, for instance, maybe wash the dish, all right? If he washes the dish and maybe he doesn't wash all the dishes appropriately, you know what I mean? It might not be the best thing to now start a warfare over the dishes. What you might want to do is you might want to make it into little jokes. Say, babe, listen, you actually didn't wash this thing properly, but I got you, babe. Do you know what I mean? But I really appreciate you washing the dishes. Right? So you kind of sandwich it. Right? Now, some of you are going to tell me again, well, I got a cuddle a man. And I'm going to tell you now, well, if you want to be single, you want to be divorced, or you want to be in a marriage? Because I'm gonna give you the gems. Okay. So if he doesn't do the thing properly, rather than berating him in that moment, what you want to do is you can mention it. You be like, hey babe, you know, I appreciate the fact that you washed the dishes. There's a little dish here that didn't get it, but I know, I appreciate you was working hard. You're doing a little thing, and I appreciate that. Right? Now you've mentioned it, but you've also mentioned it lightly. I mean, a little bit of a joke of it. He heard that he didn't wash the dish properly. Don't get it twisted. He heard it, right? He heard it. He gonna do it properly next time. But now he knows that you're not trying to fire him. You're not trying to make it into an argument. He's gonna be motivated next time to go for it, right? He's gonna be motivated to go for it. And the second thing is, I'm gonna tell you this now. Good persuade makes a lot of things. I'll tell you this now. I'm just gonna be real with you. When you reward us with sex, it works. I'm gonna be real with you. Men we are suckers. Yeah. Let's say I've ironed something. Maybe I ironed a dress for you, right? And the next day you pull it on me, and I'm like, and you just tell me, you know, I had to put it on you because the way you iron my dress. I'm gonna be like, what the woo? What do you mean? Men are very simply wired. We want to be motivated. We want to be praised for what we're doing. You know what I mean? So honestly, it works and goes a long way. But anyway, let my brother jump in, you know, as well. Go for it.
You said it perfectly, my bro.
You got it as well.
Someone said, right, stroking the ego gets you far, and that's life when it comes to men. That if a man can fly if the right woman knows how to speak to him, and this is put into practice, you will see what you get from a man. And like my bro said, just when you incorporate that other aspect into it, honestly, so just have these conversations, because this is what makes it fun. You know, someone's washing the dishes, someone else is drying, someone's cooking, someone washing the dishes. Take a 5-minute break to do what you need to do. These things kind of make it fun. These are their incentive. One thing I've realized as human beings, especially now, when we make things boring or a chore or an issue, it's most likely not going to get done, or it's going to get done very slowly. But if you want to have fun with it, if you want it to be done properly, don't make that thing an issue. Make him look forward to what's going to come afterwards, or even during, right? And this is how you play the game. Unfortunately, I don't want to call it a game, but this is how you play the game. If you really want something, the key is not to berate someone. And we all fall foul of this at times, because we have our emotions, we have our annoyances, we have our anger. But realistically, we realize how much more of a greater effect that we have. And as men, right, for the ladies in the chat, think about it. When a man speaks to you in the right way, when he loves you the right way, he gets more from you. And it's the same thing for a man. When you respect him in the right way, you talk to him in the right way, you get more from him. And this is, again, it may be a touchy area for some people, because some people have lower tolerances or higher tolerances. But you put these things into practice, you understand things can change way more than what you thought they can.
Yeah. And I think someone put a good comment even about it as well. This queen won't quit, said I just let him do the good stuff. If you can't touch it, let him take you out more. And you know what? That is such a, you don't even realize how that works. So it's called what we call a negotiation. So if you see me and I'm washing a dish and I'm always the type to leave a speck on the plate. Your thing now is I'm not, because I like my dishes clean. But your thing now is to be like, do you know what, babe? Listen, because of this, you're taking me out more now. Yeah, right. And now we have our little joke going on, right? But you haven't finished me, you haven't killed me. What you've done is you've negotiated in that moment. You've gone, you know what? Instead of berating him about the dish, all right, babe, listen, you know what? Because you didn't wash this, I'm gonna wash it for you. But you know what? You taking me out now. Right. And it now becomes our little joke, our little thing. You know, I realize that you're covering me. You're not trying to shoot me down, you know, in that moment. And someone asks, is this your teenage son or your man? And thank you for pointing that out. It's your man, but he is, like I said, you got to talk to the boy. You've got to talk to the boy. These are the secrets I'm telling you right now. And some of your relationships will turn around if you listen to this. I promise you. I'm not going to try and lead you astray. I'm literally telling you, because men are often, there's a boy inside of us that wants to be praised. Do you understand? So there are ways to get that boy to begin to ginger. You understand? Yeah. It's a way to get you ginger. There's also a way to ginger a woman in a way as well too. There are ways to ginger a woman too to get her to do what you do. So, but we're telling you, but for the men perspective, you know, that for us, this for a lot of men, this works. You know what I mean? Of course, there are other men out there, I'm sure, as a batch of them, who, do you know what, tell him straight, he'll love it. You know, I'm sure there are men like that as well. You know, but the reality is most men really do like to be praised and appreciated, complimented. You know, we like a little bit of a jostle, you know, little negotiation. We like that too. Positive regard and positive reinforcement, positive conditioning. We love all of that. Okay, that goes along with it. And I know it's tough for some people, right? It's tough for some people because the upbringing, that's not what you had. So you can't give what you never really saw, what you never really had. Or it becomes cringy for you to do it because it's like you're babying the person. But you don't realize you've got to talk to the boy.
There you go.
This is men. Go for it, bro.
I think the other bit to think about as well, like in this particular scenario that we're talking about, he's not hurting you. He's not doing something to hurt you. If he has, and you talk to him in a particular way, that's a different conversation to have. But if he's just not washing dishes or clothes or ironing, he is not doing something to hurt you. Remember, so how you're speaking to him obviously needs to change, because if there's no difference between when he has done something wrong